Hi, friends. Some of you may be aware, but most of you aren't, that a friend and I just recently published a novel called Goodhello. Goodhello is a speculative fiction based on current events around the country, around the world, and where they might lead. I thought maybe that I would read you just a little bit of the prologue because it's only available in print right now, and we know print books can get expensive, and this one's not cheap. But I wanted to give you a taste. If for those of you that want to hold the book in your hand, maybe it'll make you go think about ordering a copy. And for those of you that would rather wait for the ebook or the audio book, possibly this will keep you interested long enough until we can get those built and offered up. In the meanwhile, this is from the prologue. January 2028, Dillon's administration announced there would be no further presidential elections. Dillon was using escalating crime to enact emergency measures that would let him remain in office. What is, spin doctors couldn't blame directly on the resistance, every marginalized and every essentially unwanted or troublesome group that they could name, while hiding the fact that it was his nationalist supporters actually committing the crimes. His now Gestapo-like DOJ agencies were leaking falsified reports to compromised network and social media influencers as proof of the spin. April 2028. The resistance received and released footage of mass graves and mega crematoriums in Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Kansas, as well as video footage of executed deportees who had supposedly been sent back to their home countries. The video caused a major uproar in democratic countries around the world. July 4th, 2028. The loosely organized resistance movement rose up, and what would eventually be called the Second Civil War began. Kevin Roberts, a Christian nationalist leader who became known for his 2024 comment that we are in the midst of a second American Revolution, and it will remain bloodless, if the left allows it, responded with only one line this time. The radical left terrorists have chosen bloody over bloodless. In truth, 4 years of Dillon's actions, either on his own or orchestrated through his cabinet of cronies and men like Roberts with support from SCOTUS, were what pushed the resistance to the breaking point. Cuts to education, every single public assistance program, some of them permanently eliminated, stripping women of their rights, including voting and self-determination, and then the attack on public trust lands, unrestricted logging in national forests, mining, drilling, all on public lands, added fuel to the fire Dillon, his AG, and his border czar lit when they'd begun deporting people without due process and importing blatant white supremacists and racists from South Africa. October 2029. The Second Civil War ended in failure for the resistance. The largest and last resistance force had surrendered under the Arch in St. Louis. Only this time, there was none of the end of war mercy like there had been at the end of the First Civil War. Dillon's attorney general ordered prisoners executed on the spot and on state-sanctioned television. The resistance fell, not with a gunshot or a final concession speech, but with a whimpering silence. Safe houses went dark. Encrypted forums blinked offline. Most of the last remaining clergy who had offered sanctuary were either in chains or in graves. It wasn't a red October. It was a pale, too white winter, slow and hollowing. The land that once lit lamps beside a golden door had become a crucible for eliminating anyone or anything that didn't support straight white men. There were no more declarations, no more deportations, only arrests followed by disappearances. That's all you're going to get for now. But what's important is where this story goes. And I think that's the part you'll find interesting. It's interspiritual. Again, it's speculative fiction. And it's a lot of what ifing if we did things a certain way. Maybe it'll inspire you to come up with a way of your own. At any rate, I hope you'll check out Goodhello. Links in my bio, and there will be one at the end of the video on the final screen. Y'all have a blessed day, and think about buying this book. It's really good. Honest.